Okay, I'm just going to make a quick video. It's actually going to be fairly long, but I'm going to do an autopsy or necropsy on one of my dead hives, but I still have to go get it. So I've got the sled here ready to go, got my snowshoes. It is warming up, so you can see I've sprinkled some wood ash here and there to start speeding up the melt. Yeah, it's there's still about 2 feet, a bit more than that, of snow. It's slowly melting. It's looking like it's melting about an inch a day or less, but and it's getting cold again, so it might be a while before the snow's gone. But yeah, days are much longer. I think it's bright till about 10 p.m. now, so I think we're gaining about 7 minutes of daylight per day, and that'll peak on the solstice. But yeah, I'll go get that colony and I'll bring it back on my deck, and I'll do the autopsy tomorrow. So you can see here my hydrant and my wellhead is starting to pop out of the snow. The hydrant's about it sticks out about 2.5 feet out of the ground, so you can see how much snow there still is here. But yeah, I did sprinkle some around that big pine tree there, and there's a nice open spot where there's melt, and the bees are going to drink water off the ground there, so it's multi-purpose. So this is that spot. So I sprinkled a lot of wood ash here pretty much throughout the season. I did the front here yesterday, and but you can see how it's melted during the day. There's melt water, and the ground here is just full of bees, so it actually gives them some drinking space. I'd rather the bees drink out here than inside there. A lot of dead bees there. There's some infected bees with nosema likely, and that amoeba disease. So one of the transmission vectors is actually water. So it's good to have water sources away from where bees cleanse. Luckily it's underneath a big tree here, so the bees they won't really be cleansing right here. They'll be cleansing in the open area, and you can see the snow there, if you walk around, is full of poop, and it's good. Just a quick update. So let's see, of these, I'm going to be taking this yellow one out, and I'll bring it to my deck, and I'll check it out tomorrow. This one here seems to be doing fine. You can see the hive fronts there, and the boards are all covered with bee poo, which is good. This green one here, that's the one with amoeba disease and nosema. It's had high winter mortality, so very little cleansing going on. So what I need to do is remove the bottom box here, because what usually happens is, because the bee numbers drop below probably 10 frames of bees, so then they migrate up, and they're unable to warm that bottom box here. So we're still getting like -10, -15 early mornings, which is about 5 Fahrenheit. So basically the bees can't generate enough oomph to heat that bottom box to allow them to go out. So because you'll see this box and this last double here, no issues cleansing. So the bees are out, they're cleansing, they're doing tons of stuff. But this colony here is not showing much sign of cleansing. They did earlier on, but the thing with once they start brood rearing, the bees start aging. So any sick bee that is starting to brood rear, it increases mortality rate. So I should have maybe not given that colony, the sick one, not brood, but pollen patties. I was hoping for a warm spell, but I guess the warmest we got was about 5 Celsius. So 41 Fahrenheit. So we haven't had much warm yet. So that's the gamble we always play. But for example, I've got 5 out of 6 that made it through decently. I've lost this one. And in my other yard, I have 2 experimental colonies. One that I did a merge. I took 2 weak colonies in late September that had little chance of surviving. One had high mites that I let go out of control to observe PMS, parasitic mite syndrome, because it's something I wanted to observe. And the other one was a late July, early August queen rear. So it was a local queen that I reared, but they just didn't have enough time to grow. So I merged them both together. I pinched the queen from the sick colony, and it didn't make it. So I'll be having a look at that. And there's another one there that was also a late season split, because I had an extra queen to merge, but again, I probably waited too long. So my goal was to get 6 through the winter, and I got 5. So, and 2, I knew it was a long shot to get them through winter, so I never counted on those. But these 5 here and 1 at the other yard were my objectives to get 100%. But it looks like I'll either get 4 out of 6 through if this green one can recover. So my goal is, again, first warm day, I'm removing the bottom box. I've got some Nook boxes ready, so if it's small, I'll throw it in a Nook box, and that's all I can do. Hope for the best. But yeah, next time what I'll do is I'll post a video on the weekend on the autopsy.